tonight.
Let's talk about Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard.
Sure.
She's from Hawaii. She's a vice chair, one of 5 vice chairs of the DNC. She's very angry at you, as you well know, she claims you disinvited her to come here to Las Vegas from Hawaii to participate. Listen to what she told me in the Situation Room last night.
Sure.
I've been calling for more debates to give the American people the opportunity to hear from these presidential candidates, to listen to what they've got to say, to hold them accountable for their views and their positions. Because that differentiated from the decision that the chairwoman made from the DNC, I was told that I was no longer welcome to come to the debate.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it, when you think about a vice chair of the DNC, simply because she's recommending more debates, you disinvited her from coming here?
Well, first, that's simply not true. Herein lies the problem. You and I are now talking about Tulsi Gabbard rather than concentrating on our candidates, on the issues that are important to Americans, on drawing that contrast that she referenced in her interview with you yesterday were important. You know, we're a big tent party, Wolf. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. The Congresswoman has made her opinion clear on, you know, the process. But this debate and our candidate forums and the campaign itself is not about process. It needs to be about the dramatic contrast between all of our Democratic candidates who want to move America forward, create more opportunities for people to join the middle class. And unfortunately, Congresswoman Gabbard continues to focus on process. Now, she was asked to focus on our candidates, and if she could keep the focus on our candidates, then that was what we thought was important. At the end of that interview, if you recall, she said she declined an invitation to come that was extended by Sanders' campaign because she thought she'd be a distraction. And she spent a lot of this morning continuing to focus on process and on herself as opposed to talking about our great candidates.
But if this is a Big Ten party, why can't you have some DNC leaders like her say there should be more debates? Other DNC leaders like you say there shouldn't be more debates. 6 is enough.
There are other, plenty of opportunities, and certainly there has been a discussion over process. But she was asked to be able to focus on the candidates, and she apparently decided that it's more important to focus on process. And tonight it needs to be all about our candidates. Look, we've got Republicans who, at their debates, are busy trying to outright wing one another, that are talking about kicking immigrants out of this country, that are talking about taking access to health care away from women, that oppose equal pay for equal work. That's what we should be talking about today, and we are a Big Ten party. She's entitled, as others are, to their opinion. But just 2 weeks from now, Wolf, we have a women's leadership forum that 4 of our 5 candidates will be at. We have a South Carolina Democratic Party event, a candidate forum that has a media partner. And
those aren't debates. Those are just forums. Those are just discussions. The point that she's making, and she's also made it on CNN earlier this morning, is that she's one of 5 vice chairs. You say everyone was consulted about the number of debates. She says that's a lie. She was never consulted.
She's unfortunately spending a lot of time on process. There were many people consulted, including officers, about our process. But
she says she was never consulted.
Well, this is the problem, is that she wants to distract from the focus that needs to be on our candidates, on drawing. We have a lot of work to do. I'm the head of a national party. I have to get our party ready to launch our nominee from Philadelphia, whoever that is, because that person is going to be the 45th President of the United States. There is a lot of work to do, and we need to all be rowing in the same direction, working together to do it. She's entitled to her opinion. There are people who disagree with her, but this focus tonight should be on our candidates and their differences of opinion with the Republican candidates, and we should set process aside. You couldn't do that, apparently.
I know you got to run. Why only 6 debates? Because there were so many. Republicans are having a lot more. 8 years ago, there were a lot more. Why only 6?
We have 5 candidates and 6 debates. The Republicans now have 15 candidates, and they'll probably end up at about 11 debates. We both have the same exclusivity rule because it is important to make sure that there are a variety of ways that voters can get a chance to see our candidates. There are early primary states for a reason, so we can go through a retail process. Those voters like to kick the tires. There are candidate forums that have our state party co-sponsors. Those are different opportunities to be able to see the candidates, but you don't want to pull the candidates off the campaign trail over and over and over again. There were 26 debates in 2008, and both parties decided that we needed to get a better handle on the number of debates, broaden the variety of ways that voters get to see our candidates, and that's what we're going to be doing.
You going to talk to Tulsi Gabbard?
I've repeatedly offered to talk to Congresswoman Gabbard, and thus far she has refused to do so.
Did you call her?
I've spoken to her on the phone. I've told her by email that in response to her email that we should get together and talk, and she apparently has decided that isn't necessary.
She told me last night she wants to speak to you, but you've basically rejected speaking to her.
This he said, she said is so silly. This is so ridiculous. We need this. This is my